ओम भर्गोस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम विश्वानिदेव सवितुर्दुरितानि परासुव यद्भद्रं करुणयासुव। ओम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरे परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ओम वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ओम नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ओम यस्मिन् सर्वं यतो सर्वं यः सर्वं सर्वतश्चयः यश्च सर्वमयो नित्यं तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। ओम प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं मारुतिं करुणाकरं करोमि गीता व्याख्या भगवद्भाव प्रकाशिनी। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम Yeah, come ahead. There is plenty of place. Yeah, there is a lot of place. Sit properly. My dear souls, may God bless you all. May He lead you all from unreal to real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May He shower upon you all His divine grace. May He bestow upon you all His divine love and wisdom. As you know, I was here first 2 weeks and I gave my talk on the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. subject was Science of Mental Discipline. After that, I went to Edmonton. There was 1 week program. I was there. And there people were very eager to listen Ramayana. So I gave my talk on the Ramayana, that's called Ram Gita. Yesterday, at 12 o'clock night, I came here. And today, I am with you now. And tomorrow evening I will leave this country for England, and after 5 days I will reach in my motherland. Today is last date. I know that many people are not aware that today program will be here, but you all are here, it is very good. Now, I will tell you something about your personal life. As I was indicating, process of meditation, if you will do this daily, then one day will come in your life when you will really achieve union with Supreme Cause. You are one with Supreme Cause, there is no doubt. But due to nescience, you are not aware about that union. But when you will do this practice, gradually you will be able to remove all hindrances. Your mind will be pure, your intellect will be sharp, your chitta will be doubtless and stable, and you will be able to realize your real cause. And you will be one with Supreme Cause. According to Veda, Yasmin Sarvani Bhutani Atma eva abhut vijanata tatra ko moha kah shoka ekatvam pashyata. When a person realizes oneness with Supreme Cause, then he becomes fully aware about that truth, that one's Supreme Consciousness is manifesting in numerous name and form. All beings are nothing but manifestation of Supreme Consciousness. There is no division, really. There is no diversity too. Only unity is working in diverse form. When one becomes aware about this truth, he becomes free from anxiety and anguish. Tatra ko moha kah shoka ekatvam anupashyata. And his life becomes abode of ecstasy. Not only he himself is enjoying supreme bliss, but supreme bliss is flowing from his own life, and those people who come to his contact, always realize and feel that ecstasy. His life become abode of blissfulness, abode of ecstasy, Veda declares. This is our ideal. We should try to achieve that ideal. Ideal is not only for singing, only praying, only worshipping, but ideal is to achieve that. As I told many times here, that person always worship God only for be God. If you are not fully aware about this truth, then your practice, your worship, your singing will be useless. According to Bhagavad Gita, according to Ramayana, according to Veda, our destination is to be one with God. Saint Tulsidas wrote in Ramayana, Sarita jala jalanidhi mahujai, hoi achal jim jiva haripai. River is flowing always, but when river enter into ocean, become one with the ocean, then flowing of river automatically stopped, because that river become ocean now. No need to go anywhere, no need to move anywhere. The same way, when this jiva, whose life is like a river, flowing always, moving always, traveling always into so many species, numerous species, when it will reach into ocean of consciousness, he will be one with Supreme Godhead, and he will be really ocean of consciousness. There will be no other desire, there will be no other movement, there is no other any kinds of suffering too. So be aware about this truth. Try to achieve that goal and try to be one with Supreme Cause. All variations, varieties, or diversities are nothing but projection of one Supreme Cause. This was declared by great seers in Veda. This was declared by Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita. And many saints, not only one and two, many saints in India, they declared this truth. And it was not only speculation, not only imagination, okay? It was realized truth. And those people, those saints, those seers who declared this, they were living in this state of consciousness. I don't think that it was only for past people. No, in present also. There are numerous saints, countless seers. They are living in this position and they are enjoying that ecstasy. And they are guiding you too. And this is the aim of your own life too, to achieve that level of consciousness. If you are not striving for that, if you are not using your all means for that, then this human body, which were declared by Veda, this is the abode of deities. Okay? As I told you, according to Atharva Veda, Ashtadwara, Ashtachakra, Navadwara, Devanam Pura Yodhya. This human body is the city of deities, not city of demons. Okay? By nature. But if you are not utilizing in proper way, then you can invite demon too. And demon will come and will rule too in this city. You know, India is abode of divine souls. But some centuries ago, some Indian people invited some demons and they enter into India, they ruled in India. Not only 1 day and 2 days, about 900 years. Okay? 700 years Muslims and 200 years Christians. They ruled on India. Okay? It means your body is really city of deities. But if you are welcoming demons, then who will protect them? Automatically they will enter in your body and they will rule on you. Your divine self will suffer and no power can remove that. Okay? This is fact and it depends upon you. Either you can make your life place of deities or place of demons. If your behavior is not good, if your food is not good, if your activities are not good, if your sleep and wake is not good, then demonic forces will come in your life and they will rule on you. Lord Krishna stated in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Yukta ahar viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta supna bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. I told you people, if you are not aware about your divinity, then you will be slave of demons. Okay? As India become. But when you will be aware about your divinity strongly, then you will be free from demonic clutches. Okay? Due to that, Lord stated in Bhagavad Gita, Uddharet Atmana Atman. You are responsible about your upliftment and about your downfall too. So my dear, whatever I taught here, as you know, I am teaching here since now 16 years, not only 1 and 2 days. Very long time. And I know there are so many my disciples, they are leading divine life. There is no doubt. And I am very happy and fully satisfied. But my inner desire is not only few, not only some people, but all humankind should lead divine life. If you will try to lead your life according to that divine message, then you will be abode of happiness and you will create very peaceful and happy society. Be aware I told many times, and I am repeating today too, that as a little hair, okay, become root cause of pain of your whole body, little hair, okay. In the same way, if one person become root cause of suffering of whole community, whole society, whole nation sometimes, okay. Because as a little hair is the part of your body, in the same way, one individual is the part of this whole Virat form, cosmic form. So as a little things become cause of suffering for whole, same way, if one person is leading not virtuous life, but demonic life, become root cause of suffering of whole community, whole humanity too. Due to that, our great seers, our divine persons, our saintly people always try to spread divinity among humankind. In Veda, there is very good message, Kirnamanto Vishwam Aryam, and try to make all humanity is a divine. This is our mission. This is our mission of life, this is mission of teaching, this is mission of our religion too. According to Veda, we must be aware about this. There are three parts of this mantra. In first part, Indram Vardhante Aptura, Krinamanto Vishwam Aryam, Apagnanto Aramana. This complete mantra. You know meaning of this mantra? Has very great ideology in one hymn. This hymn, you know, is in Rig Veda, 5th book of Rig Veda. And meaning of this hymn is, Indram Vardhante Aptura, be aware and try to create divine energy, divine power in your own body. Be prosperous. Don't be greedy. Don't be poor. Because poorness and weakness, don't be coward. And cowardness, poorness, weakness is a great sin in itself, according to Veda. Okay? So be brave. Indram means brave. Indram means prosperous. Indram means powerful person. If you are powerful in your own self, then whatever you will say, people will listen. If you have no power, if you are a weak person, if you are a meek person, if you are a poor person, then nobody like to listen. Yeah? Never. Your higher message, your great message will be useless. Okay? But if you have power, if you have strength in your own self, then whatever you will say, people will listen. So Veda taught first, Indram Vardhante Aptura. If you want to spread your ideology among mankind, if you are eager to make all humankind Aryan, Aryan means pious and great and divine, you must be powerful first. If you are not like a Indram, you can't spread your ideology. Nobody like to listen to your ideology. Okay? Be aware about this message. So Veda told you, Indram Vardhante Aptura. First you should try to make yourself prosperous, strong and brave. Don't be coward. Don't be greedy. Okay? Don't be slave. Don't run after object of senses. Don't run after money. Be brave. Be strong. Then you will be Indra. Indra is our ideal. You know? In Veda, Indra is ideal. king of deities. It means in Upanishad we are seeing meaning of Indra. Indra is our self. Real self is called Indra. Indra is our mind. And Indra is Godhead. And Indra is the king of deities. There's so many meanings of Indra. But everywhere Indra is supreme power. Okay? Indra is supreme power. A coward person can't be Indra. A lusty person can't be Indra. A greedy person can't be Indra. Okay? A meek person, a weak person can't be Indra. So you should try to be Indra. Indram Vardhante Aptura. Try to create. Okay? Indra in your own self. Vardhante means try to develop. Try to create. Okay? That divine energy, divine power. Be brave. Be strong. Okay? Be prosperous. Indram Aishwaryam. Be prosperous. As I told you, if you are a poor person, maybe very, very wise. But if you are a poor person, nobody like to listen. So be prosperous, be brave, be strong, be powerful. Then, next paragraph of this mantra is, first, Indram Vardhante Apturaha, then, Krivanto Vishwam Ari. The second paragraph. Then you should try to spread your ideology among mankind and try to make all humankind divine. If you are not divine your own self, how you can teach others? How you can teach others? If follower of Vedas are meek person, weak person, coward person and poor person, how they will say others? How they will say others that their ideology is very great? If you are leading your life like a slave, okay, like a slave, and you are singing your glory of pastime, oh, our forefather was very great, then it has no meaning, no meaning. Nobody believes. How one can believe in your greatness and greatness of your religion, greatness of your ideology, greatness of your method, greatness of your process, if you are yourself not great, not prosperous? Be aware about it. First, Indram Vardhante Aptura, then Krimanto Vishwamari. Not before that. If you are not prosperous person, you have no right to teach others your method. Why do you want to make other meek and weak person? If your philosophy is not giving strength to you, then how it will give strength to others? Be aware about it, this truth. So first, you should try to make your own self great and prosperous and strong and powerful. Then you have a right to teach others. Okay? A prosperous person can teach others how to be prosperous. Okay? A powerful person can teach others how can be powerful. But if an ignorant person is teaching us how to be wise, people will laugh. Do you know? So my dear, Indram Vardhante Aptura, first pay your attention on this stanza, this part of mantra. This great message of our seers. Great message. Indram Vardhante Aptura, Krimanto Vishwam Aryam, Apagnanto Aramada. This was message of our great seers. In the light of this Vedic knowledge, India was great. You know, not only 1 and 2 years, thousands of years old history is example, is proof, this greatness. But when we left this ideology, then you can see your history. You know very